Hi everybody, this is Kristen from A Voice in View, and I'm here to do a second video today. I wasn't planning on it, but I haven't been making a whole lot of videos lately, and Spirit put this on my heart today. So, here we go. Today I'm going to talk about the 7 key factors with Ascension that I have found in my own life. The process that I went through and still go through to ascend to a higher frequency, to ascend out of this matrix. And before I start, I want to mention that the Bible mentions the number 7, whether that be the number 7 or the word 7, over 700 times in the Bible, which includes the King James Bible and the Old and the New Testament. The Bible is an ascension guide, and so many have taken it as, literally, in the literal form. But key to know that it is an ascension guide. Okay? So, number 1, most important. If you don't have a connection with God, with Spirit, universe, whatever you call God, it is essential to have that balance. It is essential to have a spiritual connection. And you cannot ascend to a higher frequency without the connection. Okay, you're going to be stuck in a cycle. You're not going to break free of it unless you have the balance with spiritual connection and the plane down here. Okay, and God works through you. God is not separate. God works everywhere. Oh my gosh, throat chakra attack. God works everywhere. Okay, but God works through you, and you are the key. And depending on how much healing you do, you will eventually have a strong connection with Spirit, the Holy Spirit. Okay, because the more healing you do, like I said in my last video, the more you make room for the light, to activate your light within. And when you are a baby, you are closest to God. And that's why a lot of times babies laugh at the ceiling or talk to an imaginary friend, because the veil is thin at that time. And they have not accumulated a lot of darkness on them yet. They have not experienced life. So they are pure at heart. So that is the very most important key factor here. Okay? Spiritual connection. Number 2, I'm going to talk about the number 7. Oh my gosh. The number 7 also comes up in the 7 chakras of the body. Chakras. If you want to look up chakras. Okay, you can look them up on YouTube. The 7 chakras of the body are the energy centers, and you have to balance your energy, because we are all dark and light energy. And the more darkness that you have on you, that you have not healed yet, okay, the less light you activate within you. So you have to release the darkness off of you, activate your light. And the more you do this, the more you balance out your chakras, the more information you will receive from Spirit. Now, learn what these chakras do. You can get on YouTube again. YouTube is a great tool. Learn what they do. And you can do this at any time, guys. I mean, understand, to do this gradually, but you're going to see a big change. You're going to see a huge change in your perception of things, the way you look at things, what you see. You're going to start seeing some amazing changes. I remember when I started opening up my chakras, birds started flying differently. I mean, it was like they were going in slow motion. They were gliding different. It was almost magical. That was one of the main things that I noticed right away. And animals started being attracted to me. Your frequency changes when you balance your chakra energy centers. Okay? But interesting that it also holds a number 7. Okay, the 7 chakras. So the number 7 is very important here. And look up what the number 7 means. It's a lucky number. Okay, number 3. Taking out fluoride from your water, from your toothpaste. This is so important. I can't even tell you. Now, I know there are other herbs that you can use to decalcify your pineal gland. Okay, right here. Your third eye area. I am not recommending those because I didn't try those. I just know that when I started taking out fluoride from my toothpaste and I put my water in the sun in a glass jar, the sun cleanses your water. If you can find a spring, a natural spring, you can get your water from there. Okay, but fluoride decalcifies the pineal gland, and it's your Wi-Fi signal to God. So this is so important, and you're really going to start seeing some changes around you. Your perception will change, your intuition will be heightened. There will be so many changes that you notice. Okay, and you're going to have dentists that are going to say they don't agree with you, you're giving them the wrong information. I did it as an experiment. I wanted to see for myself if this information was true or not. And I go off of my intuition. And I look into things myself. I don't just believe what everybody else tells me. I have to see it for myself. So it's up to you if you want to do this, free will for everything we do down here. But this is a key factor that I found was non-negotiable in Ascension, in the Ascension process. Okay? Meditation, number 4. Meditation takes time, and you can meditate in so many different ways. Whatever that looks like for you, being out in nature, being alone, doing art projects, listening to music. I mean, there's so many different forms of meditation. Whatever calms your body, whatever helps you focus. Okay, whatever takes you out of the noise of man's world and brings you peace. Meditation is also obviously where you still the body. You concentrate, close your eyes and concentrate and focus on clearing your mind. You can do this out in the sun. This is what I used to do. Oh, motorcycle just went by. Confirmation. It's like, what is that? But meditation, learn how to meditate. So many different ways to do it. Try to go longer and longer. The longer you meditate, the more information you're going to receive. And I used to do this. I would just sit out in a chair, guys, with my arms and legs relaxed, not crossed in any way, my legs crossed or anything. Just sitting in a chair, out in the sun, closing my eyes, and focusing on calming the mind, right? Not thinking of, or try not to think of anything. Just try to clear your mind as much as possible And you can also say, I am my heart, I am not my thoughts, when bad thoughts come in your mind, right? Because you're going to be trying to balance out your ego and your heart, and your ego is going to want to throw thoughts in there, okay? But try to calm your mind as much as possible. Try to think of a good memory. If you're focusing on a negative, but a key phrase that I found very helpful is, I am my heart, I am not my thoughts. Okay? Your body listens. Your mind listens. You are your own universe, guys. You are powerful. Talk to your body. Okay? Say, I love you. You know, you can also look in the mirror. Talk to yourself. Bring positive affirmations into the picture. The I ams. Look up the I ams on YouTube. But when you are trying to calm the body, okay, your ego is going to want to stop you from doing it. So try to erase whatever is going through your mind. Just practice this. Practice is key here. Okay, the more you practice being calm and clearing your thoughts, you know, the easier it's going to get. So a big part of it is meditation. Sun gazing, which also relates to meditation. Sun gazing is a big one. When I started learning about opening up the chakras and understanding energy, at the same time, I was out taking pictures at sunrise and not understanding that angles of light, okay, your angels, angles of light from the sun were hitting my eyes. Okay, we get downloads and upgrades with the Son of God, S-U-N, the Son of God. We get downloads. And I know it sounds bizarre, guys, but the sun is the light of all things, the Most High God, the Son. But without light, nothing could live down here. We couldn't live down here without the sun, right? A key factor. If you're not getting out in the sun, if you're indoors all day, you're not getting what you need. You know, vitamin D3, very important, especially in the northern hemisphere in the winters, because there's not as much sun. So you got to have that supplement. But getting out in the sun is so important, and try to stare at the sun. I can stare at it pretty high in the sky. Others, you know, the sun comes up and they have to turn away pretty quickly. But I can stare at it for quite a long time in the sky. And you can stare at the sun, guys, at any time of the day, right? It's practice. You know, you're not gonna, you know, well, your eyes will adjust. You'll notice if your eyes start stinging, you know, then look away. But the more you do this, the longer you're going to be able to look at the sun. And, but sun gazing, it helps the pineal gland. Okay? Very important. You can get out at sunrise, at sunset, 2 key times. Also moon gaze, guys. I mean, the universe, it's not up there for no reason. We get downloads, we get upgrades, we get information sent to us. You know, we are part of everything. We are all connected. Everything is connected. Nature is connected with us, the animals, you know, the divine collective, everything around us. Above everything. We're all connected. So get out there during the moon. The full moon, guys, is powerful. And make sure you're putting out good energy. during the moon cycles. But the full moon has a lot of powerful energy. So be creative in a good way. Just don't put out bad energy, guys, towards anyone during the full moon. It's a big deal. And you can look up this information, okay? Research on your own. Go at your own pace. You know, it's up to you what you want to look up. But the more information helps you, because knowledge is power. So that was number 5. Number 6, learning information. This one, so important. I became obsessed with information. There was a point many years ago that I've talked about many times about seeing the face of God. I was sitting on a log, and there was a red sun during sunrise. It was cloudy, but the sun started coming through the clouds, and I was the only one on the beach. And all of a sudden, the sun turned into an eye, guys. The sun turned into an eye and started opening. And then all of a sudden, another eye appeared and opened, and then the nose and the mouth. And the eyes were of fire. And it turned into a 3D image. And the face was staring at me. And it was like we were communicating telepathically. I remember saying to myself, I can do better. I know my soul was being examined. But that moment changed my life. And I put pictures on my page. I mentioned about, I don't know, a month ago or so. And I think I reposted the pictures, and they weren't very good. Because I was so mesmerized at the time of what was happening, and I was trying to figure out if I was imagining things or what was going on. But I know it was real. I know others have seen it as well. But anyways, so after that, I got downloads. I started looking up information. Like, so much information was coming towards me. I wanted to learn everything, and I went down rabbit holes. I went down so many different rabbit holes, different subjects of information. Didn't matter what it was, I wanted to learn it. And I went on Rumble and YouTube, Facebook, Telegram, Patreon. I don't have TikTok. I'm trying to think. I know there was other ones. Anyways, I'll try to think of some while I'm talking here, but I went on all these sites learning information, and I totally stopped watching the news for the most part. Television. Tell a lie, guys. They are going to keep you distracted and fighting as much as possible. You know? Republican, Democrat. They want to keep you fighting because it lowers your frequency. Frequency is everything. The heart chakra on up are the high frequencies, the heavenly energies, guys. Okay, the solar plexus chakra on down is the lower frequency energies, the devil energies, where you haven't healed yourself, where you haven't done the shadow work. Okay, once you start healing your body or healing yourself from the inside out, you get the darkness off of you, and it activates your light, God's light within you, and light is information. You will start moving up out of those lower energies and moving into the heavenly energies where abundance is. Okay? You will start attracting everything good towards you. you will become a magnet. But if you stay in the lower frequencies, you're going to stay stuck. And you could be staying in fear, anger, all those negative energies. And you will attract that energy to you. Okay, and that's why I'm on here about the healing. Because you got to get through those lower chakras of the body to balance your energy. Okay? I hope I explained that well. But sun gazing is a big one. And stare at the sun as much as possible. Especially, sunrise, sunset. Get out there during a full moon. Or when it's clear, moon gaze. Oh, yeah, I went back to step 5. But anyways, learning information is so key. The more you learn, the more you will awaken during this Great Awakening journey, okay, of Ascension. And that's not just, spirituality. This information is there's so much. Could be politics, could be weather, could be nature, could be, the news, guys. I mean, anything. Like I said, I wanted to learn everything. But your journey is your journey. I mean, you're going to be led to the information you need. Everybody is different on this journey, and everybody is where they're supposed to be. So, gosh, I'm sweating here. Sorry. Everything is in divine timing. So don't worry if you feel like you're behind. Don't worry. Okay? Everybody is where they should be. Exactly where they should be at this time. So, start with this information and see where it takes you. Okay? You will be led. Once you have that spiritual connection, and you ask for the information, because you have free will. Okay? If you don't want to learn, you don't have to. But you're not going to go higher through this ascension journey. So ask. Ask and you shall receive. Okay? Ask for the truth no matter what the cost. And watch your world shift. And hang on. Because you're going to start to be shown the lies around you. And the people that are wearing masks in your lives. Because, we are the spirit. We are not the body. This is just the vessel, guys. Okay, the spirit is who we are. So, okay, that's number 6. Now, number 7. Love and forgiveness. So, there's so much hate going on out there. And this is really hard. This is a really hard one. Because you cannot fight hate with hate. And sometimes it's really hard not to react to others' hate. And it's really hard to forgive as well. Someone that has treated you poorly, very negatively, could be, very evil behaviors. Things they've done to you. Whatever that looks like for your life. But practice this as much as possible, and I go through this as well, guys. Sometimes it's like I want to react sometimes, and I have to take a breath, I have to walk away, I have to meditate, do my affirmations to calm me down. I am peace, I am calm, there are things that you can do to help calm yourself down. Don't react right away. Step aside and really think about how you need to react to that situation. But practice this. It does get easier, a lot easier. And especially when you start healing yourself and get that trauma off of you. But you cannot fight hate with hate. And it's so easy to react, guys. It's so easy to go there, right? I've done it many times. Many times. And sometimes, oh gosh, if my frequency is lower, I have to adjust. And I can feel it. I get irritated, just like everybody else. But for the most part, I can keep myself pretty calm. Energy is everything. When you are on a lower frequency, you can feel it. You can feel it in your body and how you're feeling. But once you get into the higher frequencies, and when you are healed enough, you're going to stay pretty calm. You're going to be at peace for the most part. And this is where your nervous system needs to be. Your nervous system is so important to regulate. It regulates your whole body. Get outside and ground. Put your feet in the sand on the ground too. It will suck a lot of energy out of your body. Clear your energy as much as you can. Say, I am clearing my energy. Also, I am calling back all of my power and energy, guys. Okay? We have a bubble of energy around us. And it mixes with others' energy. So you have to get that darkness off of you. From whatever anybody else is holding, you have to get it off of you. Clear it. Okay? And if there's anyone in your life that has a lot of dark energy, stay away from them. Because that will rub off on you. So these are, key things that you can do. And these are key ascension factors. Okay? This is what I have experienced in my own life. This is how I have learned to break cycles, to ascend to higher frequencies, and, do this and keep going higher, guys. It's like the more you learn, the more at peace you become, the more healing you do, you're going to be amazed, Not just the healing, guys, but the more protected you are. Because you are in the higher frequencies. Okay? That saying, heaven on earth. Right? You've heard it over the years. Heaven on earth. You can either create your own heaven or create your own hell with your energy and what you create in your life and in others' lives. You have to learn forgiveness. Ask forgiveness from Spirit. Not just asking for forgiveness, but to learn to forgive others and to love as much as possible. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. There are others in low energy, low frequencies, and sometimes they can accumulate a lot of darkness. And some can be very low frequency and be doing some really dark things which you don't want to be a part of. But you can create your own heaven or hell on what energy you put out into the world. And we're seeing a lot of that energy return right now. So, change your focus. Try to stay alone as much as possible. Try to stay centered as much as you can. Get out in nature. Do meditation. Start learning information. Go down the rabbit hole, guys. There's so many rabbit holes you can go down. But Spirit will guide you on your path once you start asking for information. Once you ask for the truth. no matter what the cost. And always say I am grateful through the whole journey, because that is so powerful, that affirmation. Even when it's hard, guys. Even when it's hard, say I am grateful, because Spirit will shift you out of that situation so much faster and get you on the path where you need to be. So key here is number 1, have a spiritual connection with God. And I know many out there are religious, they go to church, not trying to upset you in any way because your beliefs are different. The key here is your belief, that you are connected with God. I grew up Catholic, so I understand both sides. I don't believe in the Catholic religion anymore. I don't believe in religion. But I know many out there have different ideas about God than I do. But guys, this is the truth. This is what I have found in my own life to be true. From my own experiences, from my own journey, and how much I have healed within myself, and how my world has changed. And I've done a 360. My perception, my views, my everything has changed. And it will give you such a different perspective about what God is when you go through this process of ascension. Until you understand about energy and balancing your energy, and everything is a transfer of energy from one thing to the other, no matter what it is. Could be a tree. Hug a tree. Everything is energy. Energy is the real currency. Okay? It's not. Energy is. This is the truth. God works through you. Okay? You are the key. You don't have to go somewhere separate to find God. And the more you heal within yourself, the more God will show you who He is and reveal to you the truth of everything and about everyone in your life and in the world, guys. You're going to start putting the puzzle pieces together, like my last video I mentioned about the puzzle pieces. So ask for the truth today, and you will be shown. But these are the 7 key factors that I have experienced in my own life. It has been my whole life on this journey, but not realizing it until about 11 years ago. And everything changed for me. Everything in my life. But anyways, I hope this video helps you today, and I hope it sends you on your journey. If you have not started your awakening journey yet, if you are stuck, if you don't know which direction to go, if you are in these lower frequency energies and you are stuck in a cycle, okay, and you can't break free of it, this is going to change your world. This is going to open your eyes to see the world in so many different ways. Okay? It's going to reveal the truth to you, and you're going to be able to see through the veil. Okay? The veil has always been there, guys. But the more darkness that you carry, the less you can see. And you will have blinders on. You will have that blindfold on, and you won't be able to see through it. This process gives you the ability to connect with Spirit and to see, to be able to see. For those with the eyes to see and the ears to hear. Okay? This is the process of ascension that I have learned on my own and changed my life. Go within yourself. Go in meditation. Close your eyes and concentrate on your heart center. Okay? And I want you to relive your trauma. Every single thing that you can think of. This is going to take time. But go within yourself through meditation, after opening your chakras. Go within yourself. Look at every trauma that you've had through all your trials and tribulations, guys. Look at your trauma in detail. See it. Feel through it. Cry everything out. Use your emotions, because God gave you your tear ducts for a reason. Not to avoid your trauma. Not to push it aside. You have to deal with it. You have to deal with your problems. With all the darkness that you carry. Cry it out. Whether you want to do it in a private room or whatever way that looks for you. But this is the way to heal. This works. I've been doing it for years. Every time you do this, you're going to start feeling a little better. And one day, you're going to realize that the things that used to bother you don't bother you anymore, for the most part. It's amazing. One day I woke up, one day I was sitting in my chair and I had this situation happen, over and over and over again for years, guys. One day it just went over my shoulder. And I was like, why doesn't it bother me? Why doesn't this bother me anymore? I had such a hard time for years dealing with this situation. And one day, I was like, something is different. Something has happened to me that I can't explain. I don't feel the anxiety. I don't feel the frustration. I was gonna say anger, but it wasn't actually anger. It was more frustration of having to deal with this, this issue. But one day I started talking or reacting from a different space. It was a calm space. And everything started changing for me. I had done enough healing within myself that I started reacting differently. I started looking at everything differently, feeling about everything differently. And amazing experience, to say the least. Spirit showed me the way through. Showed me through the veil. And that's why I say, Spirit works through you and is not separate from you. You are the key to your own answers of ascension. Anyways, that's it, guys. I hope these 7 factors of ascension help you in so many different ways, and good luck on your journey. This is Kristen from A Voice and a View. Peace, love, and light, guys. Stay in love and forgiveness as much as possible. All right. Bye. Love you all.